Hey guys, this is Patty B within the hauler. I got another firearm I'd like to share with y'all. This is the Sig Sauer p365 AXG Legion. Yeah, the AXG Legion's an alloy frame striker fired pistol that feeds from 17 round magazines. I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy George. He just picked this up a couple weeks ago. He's got a couple hundred rounds through it, and he brought it out today for for me to do a review. The P365 lineup comes in, all shapes and sizes. The AXG Legion is kind of like the premium offering of the X Macro comp version. The Legion is basically the same size as the X Macro, but it has an aluminum alloy frame instead of the standard 365 polymer frame. With the alloy frame, this thing's going to be, I think it's 4 to 5 ounces heavier than the X Macro. Weight is both a positive and a negative on guns. The lighter it is, the easier to carry. Typically, the heavier it is, the easier it is to shoot well. So we're going to shoot this side by side with an X Macro comp, and just see how they compare to each other. Features on this start down here. Since it's aluminum frame, you can have grip panels, and this has some Legion marked G10 grip panels. Feel really good in your hand. All 365s feel really good to me in the hand, but having this alloy frame and these grip panels, man, this thing just feels so nice, so good in your hand. I can't wait to take this thing outside and shoot it. It does have a little texture up front and some here on the back strap as well. Magazine release, I think it looks like the same as all 365s. It's got a little texture on it. It is reversible and comes with 3 17-round mags, and you've got some Legion base plates. Kind of cool. The slide stop slide release is not reversible. We'll get to the trigger on this bad boy, and feels about like every other 365 trigger to me, which is to say, for a carry gun, good, but certainly not a target trigger. There's your reset. Yeah, I've always liked the 365 triggers. They're right in that sweet spot of, for a carry gun, I don't want it too light, but you don't want it too heavy. 365 triggers have always done good for me. Of course, you got a rail out here for your lights or lasers or whatever. It's got this awesome, I don't know if it's Cerakote, but the gray finish on this that SIG gives to all its Legions just looks really cool in my opinion. I just really like the way it looks. Then up here, of course, you've got the comp, which, the barrel actually stops about right here, and it's basically the slide that's just comped. So you do have a shorter barrel, so you lose a little velocity to a full-size barrel, but the comp is gonna help tame that recoil a little bit. Sights, SIG's excellent X-Ray 3. I really like these on carry guns. Some of my favorite sights. And as you can see, optics ready. Got a plate. Just a cool package. As cool as these are, now they do cost more. I think these run between $1,000 and $1,100, which is more than the standard X Macro. So we'll see how shooting it, compares to that, and see if we think it's worth the value. But I really love the way this thing feels in my hand. Yeah, can't wait to shoot it. So, well, hey, let's take this bad boy outside, shoot it quite a bit, and come back in and tell you what I think about this thing. All right, let's take our first shots with the 365 AXG Legion. See where she's hitting for us. All right, hitting pretty good for us. I feel like I can definitely tell the difference in the recoil. Seems a little softer due to the aluminum frame, but we'll shoot the Macro and see what we think about it compared to this. All right, got the X Macro comp. See how it compares. All right, this thing shoots pretty good too, but I feel like this is just a touch snappier. Just the weight of that Legion just helps it out a little bit. This is definitely cool, but the Legion is a little bit softer. All right, that was the macro comp. Here's the Legion. What do you think? Is there a difference?
There is a little bit of a difference. It's a little flatter shooting. I think it's because of the weight.
Just a little bit softer, huh?
Talked about it, a little bit softer, but they're very comparable.
Yeah, both are pretty darn good. All right, moved on back to 15 yards or so. See what we can do with it. Let's try that 25-yard plate. Missed on the last one. Let's try that 40-yard plate. All right, I missed a few in there, but you know, that's not on this, it's on me. This thing's shooting good. All right, back inside from shooting the SIG P365 AXG Legion, and man, just like I thought, this thing was a blast to shoot today. Pretty cool gun for sure. I put just over 200 rounds through today, 0 malfunctions, which is always good to see. And you know, for such a small form factor gun, this feels like you're shooting a bigger gun. Shot it side by side with the X Macro comp, and there's not a huge difference, but this thing definitely is a little bit softer. And I definitely prefer this AXG grip over the polymer grip. Not to take anything away from the X Macro comp, because it's pretty awesome, you know, and honestly, since it's lighter, easier to carry. You know, if you're gonna carry this, you're gonna have to deal with the weight, but shooting with this, to me, is slightly, you know, slightly less recoil. Both outstanding, but this thing just feels good in your hand, is more fun on the range, in my opinion. I don't think I mentioned it in the intro, but this thing also comes with a mag well, which is pretty cool. You know, it's not too wide, doesn't take up a lot of room, but it's definitely going to help you funnel those mags in and out. But definitely pretty cool. You know, a little expensive, you know, that's for sure. You know, this thing's, you know, a good, I guess, $300 more than the regular macro comp. And is it worth it? I don't know. I guess only you can judge that, but the biggest downside to this is weight, because, you know, this thing weighs as much or more than a Glock 17, and it's a lot smaller. However, it carries the same amount of rounds as a Glock 17, so if you can hack the weight, this is definitely a pretty awesome pistol to carry. So, well, there you go, guys. Sig Sauer P365 AXG Legion. Y'all have a nice day.